voices amplified.
Kuti iende atimboda earGROUND yakaipa mazviziva. Hanzi ndiyo inongotora mikombe yose saka musarwadziwa. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Aineti kudzokorora earGROUND Zimbabwe. Yeah, big up Plot Mhako, you know it's Poptain and boy.
Are you ready?
earGROUND Radio.
We came, we saw, we kicked it.
New voices amplified.
Greetings, thank you so much for tuning in and welcome to earGROUND New Voices Amplified. My name is Plot Mhako and welcome to the platform that brings you some of the exclusive and exciting news about showbiz entertainment from Zimbabwe. And we happen to manage to get an exclusive interview with an artist who just dropped something amazing, something awesome that I think all of you need to pay attention to. It's a track called Into You that features Poptain and Midori. I'll be talking about that track, but also a bit on his life, on his journey in music production and DJing, and also fashion. He's also a fashion designer. RAYDIZZ, welcome to earGROUND.
Thank you, sir. It's good to be on the show.
Great, great. Most people know you as RAYDIZZ, know you from the club and the entertainment circuit in Zimbabwe. Could you just give us sort of a small snippet into who is RAYDIZZ?
Where am I? Just a creative. I studied art and design and graphic design and photography, fashion design, music in college. So from college, that was in UK. So I would work, I would do my little shifts. After my shifts, I would go after college, I would go to do my, I think it was like 5 to 9 p.m. 9 p.m. straight to the club, pass out flyers, start trying to DJ at any event that I could get. A friend of mine, Black Prez, I think in UK, he had some turntables. So I bought them from him and he taught me how to play, like vinyls take a really long time to learn. No buttons, no. Yeah. Took me about a year, like frustration, breaking vinyls, go to HMV to buy vinyls, breaking vinyls, just couldn't get it right, couldn't get the mix in. And then after about a year, I just kept pursuing it, kept at it. And yeah, came back home and just tried to start doing house parties, started linking up with people, networking through my graphic design flyers. I used to do flyers for people. Like I can also DJ. So I guess that's where it all started. I linked up with Rax, we formed a group and had a lot of parties, a lot of good parties.
Oh, great, great. Quite interesting there, but whilst you're still talking about the history, where did your love for music start? Like, is it something that you grew up surrounded in? Was there a lot of music in your family, in your circles, in your neighborhood?
Yeah, I have a musical family on my mom's side. My mom used to listen to like Diana Ross around the house. My dad, when he used to drive around, I used to listen to like a whole range of stuff like Earl Clue, Eric Clapton, Bob Marley, Ishmael Lowe, Salif Keita, like a lot of reggae. Yeah, just a wide range of music, man. Bob Dylan, like wide range. So my background is very diverse when it comes to music.
Great, great. Fast forward, I remember a couple of years ago, you won a number of competitions. Like you've been in part of like a couple of DJ battles, and notably the Miller that took you to Las Vegas. Can you just tell us a bit about that experience?
Yeah, battles. I love battles. It's like it's competitive. It brings out the competitive nature. There's not many battles anymore, like any DJ battles. I don't know why. But yeah, the Miller battle was interesting because they gave you 5 genres to mix. I think it included like Zim dancehall, hip hop. It just included a bunch of genres. And going through, like I never thought I would make it through to the finals because the semifinals, my performance was poor. I'll admit it. But somehow I scraped through, and then I put together just a different performance. I like Star Wars, so wore the whole Star Wars mask in the final. That was here in Harare. So I played Star Wars. I played some EDM. I played some Zim dancehall. But I didn't know that when I won the competition, I didn't know it was a EDM competition, and I knew nothing about EDM because in the battles I was playing hip hop, I was playing dancehall, so I didn't know much about EDM. But I won. Blessed to have won that competition and gone to the States, Las Vegas, where I competed. I came fifth as the Zimbabwean DJ. They're fifth out of 10 DJs from all over the world.
Yes.
But it was EDM, so I had to study. I had to do my homework, and I learned to love a new genre through it.
Interesting that you mentioned that you had to study, you had to learn a new genre. A lot of the times people just think DJing is a matter of like press play and then you're done. It doesn't really occur to many that there's actually a lot of art that goes into it, a lot of research that gets into it. What's your take on the state of DJing in Zimbabwe? Somebody said now whenever you have a laptop and a flash stick and you can download virtual DJ, you can easily call yourself your DJ. What's your take on that?
My views are mixed because I came from a background where I didn't have much, and I didn't have the money, and I couldn't afford proper equipment.
Yes.
So I had to get that laptop that was sent to you from UK, that old laptop, you know, those laptops you get. And I had to make do. I put virtual on there, and I started using virtual. Those little small laptops I used to take to the club, plug your aux in, the Windows sound plays through the big speakers. I mean, that's where I had to come from. So and my take is different. Like I would say, use what you've got because not everyone has the chance to use the best equipment. It's not cheap. It's only later that I was able to get some of the doper equipment. So it's if you love DJing, I have nothing against you using virtual, using controllers, but just make it an art because the art form is getting lost in that anyone can be a DJ. But strategically thinking of songs, reading the crowd, like you don't just play the big hits and become a DJ. Like it's an art form. When it comes to the pillars of hip hop, we are the ones that have to spread the music to the people from the artists. We like the first port of call for DJs. So it's more than just playing music. We have to be that pillar of the industry to spread new music, talk about new music, to introduce new artists.
Right. And whenever you're DJing, I know there are a couple of people that like to always go to the DJ with requests. How is the experience in regard to that? Like people are like, I want this track, I want that track, I want this track, I want that track.
It is. It's part of the job. You have to treat they customers at the end of the day. They're there to listen to you. It's hard to listen to people and play at the same time because it's quite technical.
Yes.
But you have to try and just hear them out, and maybe they got a good suggestion that you're not thinking of at the time. But it does get frustrating. But like yeah, you just have to welcome them.
Right. You have played at Hi-Fi, you have played uh, alongside some international artists, Sean Kingston and Ken Through. I remember you were one of the DJs there, and a host of other, big international artists as well as local artists. What would you say has been the biggest highlight of your career, apart from the Mila?
Um, it's not always the big shows that are the highlights. Like I've played, like I'm blessed to be able to play downtown, to be able to play uptown, and to see different crowds. So even the smallest parties, just the energy that people give you. That's those are the parties that are the best. Like it's just the good energy parties where people actually enjoy the music and enjoy themselves. Like we times are tough, so we've got a job that brings people joy. So anytime you can give people joy is nice. But I would say the highlight would have been last the this year 2020 Vic Falls Carnival.
Yes.
2019 2020, because that's a stage I'd always wanted to play on. And you've got your vision board, your wish list. I want to play, I want to do this. So that was something I recently just got to tick off. And I think in that performance, Prince KB wasn't feeling well, so he couldn't make it. And they started throwing cans, man. They started throwing cans at the stage because he didn't come. And it was scary. I was nervous, but like you gotta put on that brave face and play. So that's what I did, and it was just like love. It was just so much love from the crowd, and like yeah, I appreciate that so much.
Right. Artists and DJs, normally there is always a struggle. How has been your experience, apart from you also being a producer? Like, how has been your relationship with artists?
I've always it's funny, like I don't plan it, but in my life I always cross paths with artists.
Yes.
Like most artists in Zim, like we'll always find each other and talk about music or get to creating music, or I'll end up in a studio around a certain crew or clique. Um, I can't think of anyone that I haven't really. From Zim dancehall to Zim hip hop to um, Zim house, or like I've met and I've talked to like most artists about music, and it's just love for me. Like we're all in the same game. We have to work together. We have to.
Now, production. Were you always interested in getting into music production, or is something that you then decided along the way to say, look, I'm DJing, but I also need to start producing music?
Yeah, I guess I was at Simba Tags' house a lot and get a lot of artists in and out and in and out. And I just said to him one day, like, I want to make a track. Let me just see how it goes. And if it works, it works. And at that time, I tried to put off rapping. Didn't work at all. I'm not a rapper. But I found my way, as in how to collaborate and bring artists together, bring new sounds into it that are different. And like at every release, every song, you learn things along the way. Every day, everything that you do, you learn things, you meet new people, and yeah.
2018, you dropped your track that featured Poptain. I'm trying to remember the other Simba Tex as well, Panado,
Oh yes, then Tags and Junior Brown.
and Junior Brown. What
Yeah.
was that your first track?
No, I have a bunch. Like I tried dancehall and house before that.
Oh, okay.
I had a song with Roberto from Zambia and Simba Tags called Don't Delay. Um, that's some other tracks. But yes, that was a track I put a lot of like effort and heart into, the Panado,
Yeah.
because I think it was one of the first tracks off my album. So it meant a lot to me. And yeah, it took a long time to get done because I had lost files, redid the beats,
Oh, okay.
and I didn't have a plan to say this artist is going to be on it. It was actually Poptain that started because me and Poptain are friends. we're in the same hood. He came to me, he's like, yo, listen to these beats, listen to these ideas, these concepts. So we sat down and we worked on it. It took time, as all my projects take take a long time to come out. I then was like, listen to this, Tag listened to it, he got on it, and then I'd always wanted Junior Brown on it.
Right.
Because it's different. Like, I want different people in to push people's like artist boundaries out of what they usually do. It's not a hip hop track, but I wanted a hip hop artist on it.
Wow, interesting. Now, fast forward. I know right now you're currently working on your album, forthcoming album, W.I.E.R.D. W.I.E.R.D, yeah. I don't know how this to pronounce it. But before that drops, you decided to drop a single into that features Midori and Poptain. And tell us a bit about this song. This is a song that you just dropped yesterday. And so far, the initial response that I'm seeing is quite impressive. People are loving it. What went through creating the song?
Well, both of them amazing artists. Both of them are amazing artists. I think last year sometime when Midori was down, like we spoke about doing music, like I was like, yo, do you want to get on this joint? I work at Pablo's, so I had built a studio here as well, and our in-house producer was Chiweddar. So obviously, being here every day, we sat in the studio. Me and Chiweddar went through beats, went through ideas, and there was this beat of like, okay, I need to work on this. We need to work on this, and I sent it through to Midori. We couldn't actually make it to studio, so we worked from then over the phone. She sent me vocals, and I wasn't expecting these vocals on that beat, and I was like, you know, this is better than I expected. I think this is really dope. From there, I just sat with it for a bit, called up Poptain. He came through to the studio, he recorded, we did a couple of takes, a couple of ideas, and then that was it. Yeah.
Wow. Impressive. I love this song. I think it's a beautiful song. It
Thank
has a
you.
very interesting
From you.
Yeah. Now, when can we expect the new album, and what are we expecting on that project?
I'm I'm trying to be a bit different with the way I work, so I'm not putting dates on anything. It's more of like an organic process where I meet an artist. I try and work with them. I try and push the single. I just want to meet good energy artists and come up with good work. I don't even have. I've got a lot of tracks on the album, but I don't even have a finished number to say I want so many tracks on the album. It's just as it comes. There's a lot of work that's out there being worked on at the moment. So I don't I don't really have a date.
Okay, definitely be looking forward to that. On a bad day, like in office where you're DJing and something didn't go well, I know you mentioned the Big Force incident. Like, how do you psych yourself up? How do you encourage yourself? Because everybody's looking up to the DJ for, entertainment, and you also have to be in a certain space, in a certain mood for you to actually transfer that energy to people.
It's the energy that the crowd gives you. You just have to give it back to them. Because like myself, I'm just a very calm, quiet person. But it's different on stage. Like you have to give them everything. You have to give them energy, you have to give them everything. So yeah, it's just the energy the crowd gives you, you have to reciprocate that back to them.
Graphic design and fashion, and then you combine all of these things with music and DJing. How important has it been for you to actually have more than one revenue streams and skills?
Graphic design, like I still do it, but I stopped doing it because of corporates. Corporates frustrate me, and they just want to. They a bit they're a bit hard to work with in thinking outside of the box and my ideas. So I don't let me do fashion because I can do exactly what I want. But all the fields, fashion, video editing, graphic design, music, I think it's just all about layers. Like I'm sure you understand that it's all layers. Like in Photoshop, every creative field is about layers. So it's just it's all the same thing. It's when you look at, you don't realize you're doing so many things, but they all draw from each other and they all help each other.
And before we close off, I want to talk a bit more on stereotypes. I remember in one post that you made, and you said you want to get some new tats, and somebody responded that oh, they are not so holy, and it's evil that you have like a tattoo, something like that.
Right.
Tell me, like, because I know as artists you're very creative, and at times doing things that the average person is not doing, the piercing, the tattoos, the hairdo, and stuff. How much stereotyping do you face, and how do you manage that?
A lot of stereotyping. I didn't even want tattoos at one stage. I never wanted to get them. And then just life happened. But stereotyping, obviously, I guess the most common stereotype I would get is that I'm arrogant, or, uh, but I'm just always just in my own world. Like I'm a loner. Most creatives are introverts. So you wouldn't think that being a DJ, but I'm an introvert. I like to stick to myself and do my own thing. So people misinterpret it. That's the most common stereotype, that maybe I'm arrogant, or, but I'm just chilled. I just want to make music and good vibes, you know.
Right. 5 years from now, where do you see RAYDIZZ?
5 years from now, um, I want to take over Africa, man. Take over the continent. Like we from Zim, our industry is still growing. We've got so much talent. Like I just want to bring all the talent together and take over Africa.
Right. Um, on your playlist, I know you as a DJ, you play so many artists, but currently, 5 artists that are on your rotation, like on your playlist, Zimbabwean artists,
I haven't I haven't been playing. I haven't been playing, but I'm 5 artists, local artists.
local artists.
Um, 5 local artists: Simba Tags, um, Jazz Prosper, Poptain, Natty O, and The Shocker.
That's Shoka.
Yeah.
Dope. Helmets, people are not really responding so well to helmets as yet. Do you think that there's a future for helmets? And I know Dashoka is one of the helmets kings.
Yes, The Shocker is mad. I think there is a future, like high energy. I think it's something that we were missing for a long time. I really enjoy the helmet feel and the helmet vibe. I think it will pick up. Like, um, it just needs something to ignite it and to blow, and it will happen soon because it's an undeniable energy.
Wow, it's been awesome. It's been great. And thank you so much for affording us this interview. It was really uh, great to hear from you, the different layers in terms of your career from design, DJ, music production, and fashion. Um, Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, sir. Blessings.
Great. So to everybody who's been watching, my name is Plot Mhako. I've been speaking there to one of Zimbabwe's most sought after DJ, and he's actually internationally renowned, RAYDIZZ. He's also a producer, he's also a fashion designer, as well as a graphic designer. And we're talking about his new single, Into You, which features Poptain and Midori, an artist from Zimbabwe based in Texas. And he has got a new album that's coming soon. So just keep your ear on the ground, your eyes online, and you'll be hearing more from RAYDIZZ. So stay tuned. I'm out.
earGROUND.